Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Target 100 in Mathematics by Shivesh Kumar Singh, and today we are going to talk about elementary operations on a matrix. Okay, first of all we'll see why these elementary operations are required. For example, suppose we have this matrix 2, 1, 3, 4, 7, 9, 1, 0, 2. Okay, and for some requirement, if we want 1 here, at this place we want 1, so it means we'll have to change this element. Okay, so for that change, what calculation we can do here, that is called elementary operations. Elementary means basic and operations means calculations. So what basic calculations we can perform on the elements of rows or columns of a matrix is called elementary operations. So first of all we'll see how many operations are there, and then after we'll see how to perform the calculations. Okay, so first operation is any two rows or columns can be added or subtracted together. For example, see, if this is the matrix, okay, 2 0 minus 2 1 2 3 and 5 3 1. Now we want that this first element should be 3. Okay, this 2 should be 3, or we want that this should be any other change, any maybe it should be 4. Okay, it depends on the question. So what we can do here, if we want to make it 3, then we can add these two elements. Yes, 2 plus 1 will become 3, but in the matrix we cannot add just two elements. We'll have to add, or we'll have to subtract entire row. Corresponding elements of these two rows or columns will be added or subtracted together. For example, here if you will apply the operation R1, R1 means row 1 will be replaced by R1 plus R2. Okay, now you see this is R1. Yes, in the previous lessons I have told you this thing. This is R1, this is R2, and this is R3. Okay, now we are performing the calculation on R1. So R1 is going to be replaced. Rest R2 and R3 will remain same. So you will write here, first you write the same rows, okay, which are not going to change. 1, 2, 3 as the second row, and 5, 3, 1 as the third row. See, there is no change in second and third row. Now what we are doing for the first row, first row is replaced by addition of first row and second row. So corresponding elements, add them. 2 plus 1, 3, then 0 plus 2, 2, and then minus 2 plus 3 plus 1. Okay, like this you can add or subtract. Again, let's take another operation. For example, we want here 2. Okay, in place of 5 we want 2. Again I am telling you, such requirement will be given in the question, or you will need to calculate it according to the question. So in place of 5 we want 2. So what you can do here, if 5 minus 3, if we subtract it, then it will become 2. Yes, but you cannot subtract only one element, you will have to subtract entire row. So you can write here R3 replaced by R3 minus R1. Okay, so what you will get here, you see, we are performing the operation for R3. It means R1 and R2 will remain same. So this will be 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. Now perform the calculation. 5 minus 3, it is 2. Then 3 minus 2, it is 1. And 1 minus 1, it is 0. Okay, same type of calculation you can do with the columns also. This I have told you about the rows. Okay, I am sure you understand this calculation. So any two rows or columns, you can add them together or you can subtract them. Now next operation is any constant, means real number, can be multiplied or divided, can divide any row or column. Of course that real number should not be equal to 0. For example, if we have the same matrix and we want this as 3. So what we can do, first I told you can add these two, but we'll have to do with the entire row. So what we can do here in place of that, we can write like this also, R1 or R2 replaced by twice R2. Okay, me R2 replaced by twice R2. So what will be done? Here all elements of R2 will be multiplied by 2. This I have told you in the scalar multiplication of the matrices. Okay, so this is 2. We are not changing R1, so it will remain same. Then R2, every element will be multiplied by 2. So 1 multiply 2 means 2, 2 multiply 2, 4, 3 multiply 2, 6, and then 5, 3, 1. Third row will remain unchanged because we are not performing any calculation for third row. Now you can similarly you can divide also. For example, suppose if requirement is R1 is 1 over 2 R1. Okay, R1 is replaced by 1 over 2 R1 means every element of R1 will be divided by 2. So it will be 1, 2 divided by 2 means 1, 0 divided by 2 means 0, minus 2 divided by 2 means minus 1. Then 2, 4, 6 and then 5, 3, 1. Okay, like this. See how easily this calculation is. Okay, so any row or column of a matrix can be multiplied by any constant. Of course, it should be not equal to 0, or it can be divided by any non-zero real number. Okay, now another operation can be any two rows or columns can be interchanged. Interchanged means just they will swap their position. For example, we have a need to one here to shift one there. So what we can do? One thing we can do, R1 replaced by R1 minus R2, because 2 minus 1 will become 1. But we don't want to deal with such a big calculation because we have an easy way also. What is that way? We can interchange R1 interchanged with R2. So you see directly elements of R2 and R1 will be interchanged. So R2 will become R1 and R1 will become R2 and R3 will remain same. Okay, same interchange process you can do with the column also. So any two rows or columns can be interchanged. Okay, I am sure you learned this method and it was easy for you. Now apart from these valid calculations, valid operations, it's very important for you to understand some invalid operations also. Okay, by mistake some students perform these calculations during the exams. So first invalid operation is any two rows or columns cannot be multiplied together. Means you cannot write like this, R1 replaced by R1 multiplied by R2. This is wrong. Why this is wrong? Pause the video and try to write the answer in the comment. Why this operation is invalid? R1 replaced by R1 multiplied by R2. Pause the video and if you think that you know the answer, then write in the comment. Otherwise, try to understand. What I have told you in my another video, that if you consider one row, 1, 2, 3. So this is called a row vector or row matrix. Yes. And similarly, another row also if you consider 3, 5, 7. So this is also a matrix, or you can say R2. Now how many columns are there? 3. There are 3 columns. Yes. And how many rows are here? Only 1 row. So I told you that two matrices can be multiplied when number of columns in the first matrix is equal to the number of rows in the second matrix. But here you can see they are not equal. So we cannot multiply them. Okay. So this was the first invalid operation. Now the second invalid operation is, it is any real number or constant cannot be added or subtracted from any row or column. Means you cannot write like this, R1 replaced by R1 plus 5 or R1 minus 5. Okay, see, I'm sure you understand this sentence, what I have written here. Any row or column cannot be added or subtracted with any constant number only. Okay. Why? Again, if you know the answer, then pause the video and write in the comment. Otherwise, try to understand what I have told you in my another video, that if you have some one single row in the matrix. So what is it called? It is called row matrix or row vector. Okay. And this 5 as a real number, it is called scalar. It is called scalar, and this is a vector quantity. So vector cannot be added or subtracted with the scalar number. It is unlike term. Okay. So that's what these two are, invalid operations. To make sure that in the exam, in hurry, you are not performing some wrong calculations. Okay. And I'm sure you learned something from this video. And if you think that such videos will help you in increasing your knowledge, please like my channel and share with your friends. Thank you.